Hello, hello. It is day 142 of my 365-day raw suspending disbelief journey. It is September 11th, 2024, and right now I'm just about speechless. Just totally floored by the realizations that I've just had, by the clarity that's been coming in again. And every time I think like, wow, I'm so clear on something, the deeper levels of clarity that come blow my mind. It's like I didn't know being this clear was even possible. um, and yet I can also see how it's possible to that like there's still parts that I don't fully understand, that I don't have the clarity on, and I'm like, wow, like I know that again at some point in the future I'm going to get even deeper clarity, and it's just mind-blowing. It's absolutely boggling. um and I'm just it has been a long day. It's been I had like early morning mastermind call all the way through till like very late at night conversation that got me this clarity that was very tied in with what happened first thing this morning. Like it's just been all day. And at the same time as it's been all day, I've also been so busy all day. Today I did my makeup butterfly network office hours because yesterday I was doing 4 hours of boot camp training. Um, and and then on top of that I had coaching calls and VIPs were starting, and just all the things. So it's been intensive, and at the same time I also I had signed up for this 7 days of dolphin Reiki thing with one of the ladies in my world, Julie, who does dolphin Reiki. If you are in my world, you probably know her. But it's such beautiful energy. But today was specifically like this emotional release and emotional healing. And so there's been a lot of tears shed today as well, on top of everything else. And I just feel so emptied out, and not in like a bad way, but just in like I've experienced it all and it's time to go to bed. Like I'm just done. And the clarity that I've gotten is so hard to put into words. It's so hard to explain even verbally like this. And there's so much that goes into it, so many pieces from such a long period of time, that for me to try to explain it would be pretty ridiculous at this point. I would have to give so much backstory. Um, but I'm watching the ripple effects of the nudges that I've followed in my business, in my life, in everything. And I'm blown away um, at the depth of understanding that our spirit teams have to support us, that at the depth of knowing that they have, that is just beyond what we can possibly comprehend. And when we really let go and lean into that trust, the power, the momentum, and again, those ripple effects that come from following those nudges, that come from trusting and letting go of the outcomes, and everything, are so, so powerful. And yet at the same time, I'm receiving nudges that I'm terrified to act on, that I really just can't see the how, I really just can't understand. And I am feeling very human about it, right? I'm not, I'm, Terrified to act on sounds wrong. Like, I'm not terrified in that way. I always leap. I'm never really afraid to leap. What I'm scared of is what I think I will have to let go of and have leave my life, if I take this leap. So it's not about where I'm going. It's not about the bigness of the goal. It's not about all of that. It's the pieces that might get left behind, that would break my heart. And I know that a broken heart can mend. I know that if my heart breaks, if I have to leave something behind that I don't want to, um, I know it will heal, and I know that it will be in my best interest. And I do trust my guides, my spirit team enough to know that these nudges are right for me and that I should do this. And I'm just experiencing this very human hesitation of fear of losing things that matter to me right now. And um even things that I've created, right? I feel like this leap is a business leap. This leap is a purpose leap. And it's the kind I always want. It's the kind that I love to take. But at the same time, I feel like I've just gotten to the point where things are running smoothly. Things are flowing for me. The money is flowing, all of these things. And now to take this leap might mean walking away from some of that. And in walking away from some of that, I know that there's the potential to lose people who I care about. Um, and again, I'm aware, I know that if I lose people in taking this leap, it's for a reason, and they were not fully aligned, and they weren't a part of my life in my highest and best interest, and all of these things. But that doesn't make it less hard, and it doesn't make it less scary, and it doesn't make it less painful when it happens. It's still painful. And um and I could also be wrong, and I might not have to lose any of it in order to succeed with this leap. And I already know that I want this leap. I already know that I need to do it, that I want to do it, all of those things. And I'm just coming to terms with the possible fallout. And I'm not quite to terms with it yet. And this is really hard to put into words without going into a whole lot of detail, but I don't want to make this episode like an hour long or more, to try to explain it. But I guess I really want to bring to light that alignment is not always easy, that the right things are usually hard, actually. And, I get a lot of comments and people believing and knowing that leaping is easier for me than for most people. And it is true. But there's a part of it that most people don't see, and it's this right now. It's this holy shit. And can I do this? And am I ready for the potential losses? And every time that I take a big leap, I become more and more aware of the big losses that can happen. And they get more and more scary. So I think the thing that a lot of people don't fully understand when they see me leap after leap after leap after leap is that as scary as that first leap might be for them, the leaps have only gotten scarier for me. And um and I don't think I'll ever stop taking them. It's a big part of my purpose to exemplify that. It's a big part of my purpose to help people feel safe, to leap, to know that they can trust themselves to land on the other side. And it's not easy. It's not easy to be that person leading that. And so, pardon me, um, feeling into it, I know that it's right. I know that it's good. I know that it's all for the best. And it's just scary right now. And I'm feeling into that. I'm breathing through that. Um I am trusting. I just haven't left yet. But uh energetically the decision is basically made, and I just need to start acting on it. And actually, even that gives me clarity. The fact that I really have decided, um, kind of takes away that fear, because once you've decided, there's no going back. Once you've really, really, truly, energetically decided, there's no going back. Um, and and it's really just a matter of time after that. So that's the phase that I'm in, and um, that does alleviate some of the fear, even from like just a minute ago, where it's just like, oh, right, okay, I'm at that point, so I can let go. And I mean, tonight I went outside and stood in the rain until my teeth were chattering. It was really cold out there. Just allowing that rain to cleanse, to wash away the fears, to release it, um, to allow the tears to flow and have it just all wash away with the rain. And I'm still processing a lot of emotion around it. So this feels really obscure to try to explain on this episode. But this is something that I think that many of you who are listening and choosing to suspend disbelief again and again with me, um, this may be something that you experience. And so I feel like it's important to share. These scary things come up, and just because something's scary, and even if it's terrifying, it doesn't mean it's not right. And that actually aligned action most of the time is really hard. And that seems kind of like a piss off, like a really asshole move on the part of the universe. But or God, source, universe, whatever that's what it feels like. Um but really what causes the fear is our own human limitations, our own lack of understanding. Um and I don't my heartbeat is just racing at the awareness of the massiveness of what's coming. And and I'm excited, and I'm also scared. So I don't know. That's really the best that I can explain it. And the only real assurance that I can give you, if you are hitting this point, maybe by divine timing, you're listening to this episode right when you need it. And that happens a lot. I know a lot of the ladies who are following along with this, they hear the exact thing they need to hear, no matter which episode they happen to be on. So if you're here, if you're where I am and you're listening to this, just know that every single time that I have leaped and been terrified out of my mind and been sobbing through the fear and the uncomfortableness of it. I have never, ever regretted it. Ever. Even when the really hard things happen, even when things fall away that I never wanted to fall away, even when those things I was afraid of losing were lost, I've never regretted it. So take the leap. Suspend disbelief, take the leap. You are strong enough and brave enough to land on the other side, to tuck and roll if you need to adjust and to figure it out when you land. And I know that because every time that I leap, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. And I do it anyways. And it always works out. If it's truly a leap that is inspired, if it's a nudge, if it's guidance from your spirit team, and you follow it and you leap and you take that leap of faith, it's always for the best. And yet it is still fucking terrifying. And it's okay if you're terrified. And it's also going to be okay after. And you're going to stop feeling terrified. And it's going to feel amazing. And you aren't going to regret it for a minute. And I can only ever recommend this as a yes. Do this. Even though it's so friggin' hard. And, you know, I think that the scary part of it is those upper limit problems, right? It's not so much the actual experiences themselves, it's the hitting the limits of our beliefs and the problems that we create for ourselves and the human difficulty that we have with letting go of things because we don't like change. Even if we like change, we don't like change. Where our ego minds, our monkey minds, they're the RAS, right, does not like change. So even if we personally as a human being like change, our minds don't. So it's absolutely terrifying, and our brains will give us any excuse to not change, to not leap, because that is so dangerous in our minds, right? But here's the thing. If I'm always exactly where I'm meant to be, then after I leap, I'm going to land exactly where I'm meant to be. And that is scary and freeing all at once. So, yeah. That's what I got for you today. As random as it may seem, I hope it was helpful, and I hope that as you're listening to this in the perfect divine timing, and it gives you the perfect answer for what you needed and what you were struggling with, I'm so grateful to have had the chance to share it and the honor of being listened to through heavy, deep emotion, which is something that I'm very much still learning to be comfortable with. So thank you. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. I love you.